Well, good morning. Good day to you. Um, One of my college professors used to say that a lot, and I loved it. And the thing is, I don't usually see people saying that. So, well, good day to you. Good morning from the mountain. Today we are cozying up by the fire. As you can see in the back there. I know it's June, but why can't we enjoy a nice fire in June or listen to Christmas music in July, right? If it's bringing us joy and it doesn't harm us in any shape or form, then I say, let's embrace this. And I love just the fire. It's just so cozy, and I love the crackling sound. Also, just keep in mind, as you are hearing this, you may hear some loud noises every now and then too with the crackling sound. Now, that being said, when it comes to having a fire in June or listen to Christmas in July, let's embrace it. It doesn't harm us. But there are times we do have to pause and ask ourselves if the things that we are doing or saying is helping or harming ourselves emotionally, psychologically, or maybe even physically. Have you ever stopped and ponder how our thoughts, words, and choices define who we are as a person, shape our identity, and destiny? The word choices we use to describe ourselves can profoundly influence our lives. So let's take a look at the labels we are using to identify ourselves and how it may inadvertently impact our lives. My goal is to give you tips and tools to understand your identity better and help you grow personally. We are going to go through 5 important key points to consciously shape your identity to your liking instead of inadvertently creating a self that you don't like or love, so that you can have a more meaningful and fulfilling life. So, who are you? Who you are as a person is shaped by how you identify yourself. It is your identity. Your identity isn't just one thing, but a mix of many aspects that make you uniquely you. It includes your personality, characters, cultures, achievements, interests, and even how you fit in a society. Like a tapestry, your identity changes over time as you learn and grow. Imagine how beautiful it would be when you accept all aspects of yourself. So let's see what you identify yourself, how you use the label, and how they might have a very long-lasting effect and impact on you. Labels have a big impact on how we see ourselves and others. In terms of mental health, positive labels can encourage you to seek support and start your journey to feeling better. On the other hand, negative labels can make it harder for you to recover when it makes you feel defeated. It's important to watch the words you use because it affects how you think about yourself, the impact, the way It impacts the way you navigate through the world. For example, saying, I am depressed. Make it sound like depression is all that you are. But saying, I am struggling with depression recognizes that you are currently have a challenge in your life, and that is depression. It is one area of your life and a part of your experience that you can overcome. By changing how you talk about things, hopefully, you can have a more accurate picture of what is happening, helping you gain more control as you work towards bettering yourself. So what we need to do is reframe your language to rewrite your narrative. The way you express your thoughts, feelings, and experiences holds significant influence over your perception of self, shaping your identity. It forms an ongoing conversation that molds not only how you perceive yourself, but also how you fit into the world and how the world sees you. This phenomenon is particularly noticeable on social media nowadays. I see a lot of people sharing their diagnosis online, and I appreciate your attempt to normalize mental health by having open discussion about it. That is wonderful. Sadly, oftentimes it reinforces harmful stereotypes through your word choices. 9 out of 10 times I hear it starts with I am, followed by a diagnosis or label such as bipolar, borderline, delusional, or delulu. When you begin a sentence with I am instead of I feel or I have, you automatically link that statement to your core identity. For instance, saying I am anxious would imply that anxiety defines your entire being, rather than acknowledging it as one aspect of yourself and your experiences by saying, I am feeling anxious right now. And by reframing your language to focus on the experience rather than the label that ultimately cements your identity, you can craft a more powerful narrative and more empowering. For example, stating I have anxiety or I'm dealing with anxiety right now recognizes the condition as a challenge that you can manage and overcome with support, coping strategy, and treatment, and is temporary. This shift emphasizes resilience and growth rather than a sense of permanence and limitation. By acknowledging the complexity of your experiences and affirming your capacity for growth, you can take control of your story and adopt a more optimistic outlook on your path to mental wellness as well as any areas of your life. It involves recognizing that while challenges are inevitable in life, they do not define your entire being. It's important to recognize both the challenges and victories because they are part of being authentic. So, embrace authenticity. That is you honoring your true self. Authenticity is essential for a fulfilling life. It means embracing your unique essence, flaws and alls, and when you are doing that, you'll also be living in alignment with your values and beliefs. If you believe and tell yourself that you are a failure, for example, can you see how impactful and negatively it would have on your life and your dreams? So being honest, and the key word here is accurate with your experiences, is crucial for authenticity. For instance, instead of feeling pressure to perhaps maintain a perfect image on social media, you can authentically share your challenges and triumphs, fostering a genuine connections with others who may be experiencing similar struggles. This is why I enjoy doing live, because when I make mistakes, you are right here witnessing it with me, and it's okay. So I don't want you to deny your struggles or pretend that you are not facing challenges. That said, it is important to pay attention to the language that you use to see if they are empowering you or if it is diminishing you. I don't want to see you inadvertently reduce yourself to a single diagnosis or label, whatever that label may be. You are so much more than that. And that brings us to number 5, which is reclaiming your identity. It is an act of self-empowerment. Reclaiming our identity involves a conscious shift in the language we use and being mindful of the labels we choose to identify with. By recognizing how certain labels can either crippling or empowering us, we can better take control of our narrative instead of allowing a single label to define us. We embrace the multifaceted nature of our identity and allowing ourselves the freedom to live life in the most vibrant way. This shift frees us from oversimplified identities, enabling us to unlock our full potential for a fulfilling life. So when it comes to mental health, reframing a diagnosis to just one aspect of who we are rather than the defining characteristics, which it will help empower us to rise above the challenge and help us to pursue goals and dreams that are aligned with our passions and values. Again, another example is, let's say when you say, I am ADHD, which I hear often. It conveys the message that ADHD defines your entire being, suggesting that you are unable to concentrate, sit still, or stay focused, leading to this sense of impending failure. Similarly, phrases like I'm a failure, I'm an idiot, or I don't know what I'm doing, all of this consciously and unconsciously carry a heavy negative connotation, fostering self-loathe and pessimism. And it erodes your self-esteem as well. So instead, opt for positive affirmations such as I'm learning when you are trying out new things and experiencing setbacks. Your self-talk and how you choose to label yourself essentially shape how you see yourself and how you show yourself to the world and how the world will see you. So when you start a sentence with I am, make sure to follow it with affirmations such as I am strong, I am a go-getter, I am capable, I am lovable, to create a positive perception of yourself and build that confidence. It's about rejecting limiting beliefs and labels and embracing empowering ones. I came across this poem by Lauscher in my late teen, and that has such a powerful impact on me and has stuck with me ever since. You probably have seen, heard, or know this. Watch your thoughts, they become words. Watch your words, they become actions. Watch your actions, they become habits. Watch your habits, they become character. Watch your character, it becomes your destiny. It all starts with your thoughts and your choices of words. Your identity is a powerful force that shapes every aspect of your life. By being mindful of labels you adopt and reframing your language, you can cultivate a positive self-identity that empowers you to lead a more fulfilling life. Embracing authenticity and reclaiming your narrative allow you to live with purpose and conviction, knowing that you are worthy of love and belonging. So let's embark on this journey of self-discovery and empowerment together, celebrating the unique tapestry of your identity and take control of your destiny. Well, I would love to hear your thoughts and any questions that you may have. I appreciate that, and I'm glad to hear that you like the scenery. Me too. There is just something about the fireplace. It just makes it so cozy, and it doesn't really matter that it's February, January, December, or we are in June. So I'm glad to hear that you are enjoying it as well. Let's see. What role does self-talk play in shaping our self-perception? What role does self-talk play in shaping our self-perception? Okay, so when it comes to self-talk, it has a lot. The words we use when speaking to ourselves play a big role in how we see ourselves and how we act. When we focus on positive self-talk and encouraging words, we see ourselves in a good light, boosting our confidence and help us to try to do more, or at least be open to try more things, new things, and start forming better habits and mindsets. And it's a feedback loop. When you tell yourself, for example, that you are resilient, you see yourself as capable of trying again. And when you try again, you are more likely to win, or maybe moving a bit further than where you were last time. And when this happens, you see the progress or the win, which then further reinforce your belief. And when the next time a challenge comes your way, you can look back and say, oh, I did that last time. and I move further, I make progress, or I won, so I can do it again. Alternatively, when you think you are not capable and you tell yourself that, you most likely won't try and will remain stagnant in your belief, which then lead to how you move through life is staying stagnant instead of growing. So pay attention to how you talk to yourself and swap out negative thoughts for positive affirmations. We can create a kinder and more encouraging inner dialogue. The dialogue in here is so important, more than, if not equal to, the dialogue that we have with others. So this helps us to be more compassionate and supportive towards ourselves. How do you know what label you are using for yourself? How do you know what label you are using for yourself? Most likely you already know some of the label that you are consciously using, such as I am a mother, I'm a father, I'm a brother, a sister, a friend, etc. What we are talking about here is more so on the unconscious label that you may inadvertently put on yourself without awareness. So to identify the labels that you're using unconsciously, pay attention to the words that you use to describe yourself, your experiences, and your ability. And this is going back to the practice of mindfulness that I'm constantly trying to reinforce and really drilling into your head for the most part with most of the sessions that we have had. And a little trick in how to do this is pay attention to your self-talk during moments of frustration or when you make mistakes. These are instances when you are likely to reveal your core belief about yourself. Because it's easy when you go into an interview and someone asks you to describe yourself and you have all this lovely adjective that you have crafted, but it's when you are frustrated, you don't pay attention. Whatever it's in here, it comes out. And so we have to practice to build this so it comes from the core within. So even in your frustration, let's say you messed up, instead of the automatic thoughts of, oh, you're such an idiot, the thought would be, ooh, that's tough. Okay, let's try again. So practice and pay attention to your language during the challenging moments. What insights can be gained by examining our choice of words? Ooh, wonderful question. Now, firstly, examining our choice of word entails taking time to reflect, and guess what? Practicing mindfulness. If we aren't mindful of our words, then most likely we won't recognize what would we just use. So it's important to be mindful of our word choices and choose them carefully, because we can have all kind of thoughts. What would we choose to reinforce, to say to ourselves and others? And when you are practicing mindfulness and you're doing this, then when you reflect back, you know, so then you can correct that. But if you weren't mindful, you wouldn't be able to fully grasp what you have said. Therefore, examining our choice of words forces us to practice, let's say with me, mindfulness. So take a closer look at our language, offer valuable insight into how we view ourselves and how our interactions with the world. It allows us to see how our words mold our self-image and impact our actions and connections. For instance, if you tell yourself, I'm not good at this, I will probably fail anyway. These words are unlikely to encourage you to try it out, and as a result, you may not even bother. This further reinforces that deep insecurity and continues to negatively impact your life. Alternatively, you can say, I haven't tried this, and I can learn. By recognizing the influence of language, we can develop a more optimistic view of ourselves and promote better relationships with others. How can we promote positivity and self-compassion in our language? I love that questions. To promote positivity and self-compassion in our language involve consciously choosing our words that are uplifting and encouraging us. By reframing negative thoughts and embracing self-compassion, we can foster a more nurturing and supportive inner dialogue. By treating ourselves with kindness and understanding, we can cultivate resilience and inner strength, as well as better relationships with others. And one thing is that, and this is why there's a saying, we are often our toughest critics. Oftentimes we have so much compassion and understanding of others and yet not with ourselves. So try to use the techniques, the best friend techniques. If you wouldn't say this to your best friend when they are in time of need or when they are down, don't say that to yourself. And your best friend, you only see them, I don't know, maybe several times a week. You are living in this head, this body, and so be mindful of the dialogue that you have with yourself on a constant basis. So to change your destiny, you have to change the way you think. I know, right? It sounds so simple. Yes, we go in the root of it is the way we think. And as you know, the poem goes, is it start with the way we think, to the way that we talk, to the way that we act. And so there's a sequence of it. But to answer your questions, yeah, this is A, and all the B, C, and all the dots that connect, that lead to Z. Because if you don't think of yourself as lovable, as capable, as resilient, then most likely you are not going to try. You're not going to try new things. You're not going to put yourself out there. You may do things that inadvertently create barrier for people to love, and then that reinforcing this narrative, this belief that I'm not lovable, I'm not strong enough, I'm not doing anything, I'm a failure. And that, guess what? At the end of the day, it becomes your destiny. So, yes, that is a wonderful way of reinforcing and concluding this segment, is that go back to change your destiny by changing the way that you think. Well, thank you so much again, everyone. I appreciate having you here with me today. And every week I see some consistent fellow who join me, and I appreciate that. Come back next week as we explore what it means when you start a sentence with you are and how it impacts your life and your relationship. So remember to like, share, and subscribe for more tips and tools, and be kind to yourself and others. Take care. Bye for now.